Hi, my name is Kit Vincent. I'm coming to you directly from my studio in Ottawa, Ontario, Canada. I spend several hours here on most days as it has all the materials and tools that I need for my work, and as such it's a pretty hermetic comfort zone. At Quilt National's request, though, I've turned on my camera. This is my fourth entry to Quilt National. My piece this year is entitled Fracas, 55 inches by 75 inches. It's a pretty big piece. Hand-dyed, painted, mono-printed cottons and silks. It's machine-pieced, it's machine appliqued and quilted. It's part of my Chaos series that I began back in 2013. The unifying thread running through this series references the constant tension between order and disorder, or order and chaos. The title this time came to me only after this piece was finished. Fracas is an Italian word meaning uproar or crash. For instance, two people having a spat is not a fracas, but a large amount of outraged discussion at an event does qualify. I usually have talk radio going in the background in my studio, so these sounds may affect the work I do. Lines are my go-to, a reoccurring element, almost a constant. In early work, I would cut up dyed cloth into narrow strips and assemble these, that is, sew them, many widths, many lengths, into larger pieced shapes. I wanted to corral all these bits into tightly pieced and sewn, elegant compositions. A few years back, I began to let these same lines sit on top of their substrate, giving the viewer a peek at what would lie underneath. Sort of like how an underpainting will affect the surface of a canvas. But unlike painting, I find that the top layer of cloth works with the underlying colors and shapes to create sort of a visual dance or a chatter that feeds neighboring panels in the composition. A color vibration can result using several layers of dyed fabric sewn on top of each other. If I'm lucky, this can be pretty magical. I want to say a few words, though, about working with this cloth. The demands of quilting include that thought be given to how these materials, such as woven fabric, can come together successfully, both technically and aesthetically. Unlike painting, where color and line can be applied or removed from a surface easily, a quilt has to be built up, has to be constructed. In my case, a quilt is more like a two-dimensional sculpture. All these narrow little pieces and parts have to hold together technically. They have to hang, as well as work together harmoniously to tell the story and contribute to the whole. This process of construction with fabric can be a problem-solving adventure. At times, it can be a nightmare, just as frustrating as it can be exciting. This said, though, it's exhilarating to bring a certain order and harmony to the messy, chaotic jumble of all these linear cut-ups. I hope this short presentation has given you a peek at the processes that I use and a better understanding of this piece in particular, Fracas. I'm Kit Vincent in Ottawa, Canada.